Mr. President, on a separate topic, tomorrow the Senate Judiciary Committee will convene an oversight hearing where we'll finally hear from DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. You've seen her on television. If you've seen her on Capitol Hill, we've never seen her officially in the Senate Judiciary Committee, and tomorrow will be the first time. I want to thank Chairman Grassley for holding a hearing after months and months of stonewalling by the Secretary. She said she was just too busy to come and appear before the Senate Judiciary Committee. When I was chair of that committee, I restored the longstanding tradition of regular oversight hearings with the DHS Secretary, because holding the executive branch accountable is one of our constitutional responsibilities. Under Secretary Noem's leadership, DHS is operating without a moral compass or any respect for the rule of law. Tomorrow, she must answer for this recklessness. The administration has claimed it's targeting the worst of the worst, but DHS own data shows that during President's first year back in office, fewer than 14% of those arrested had charges or convictions for violent offenses. Think of that. This is supposed to be an effort to stop deadly, criminal, illegal aliens, immigrants in this country. And yet when we look at the record of the ICE operation and DHS in this current scene, what we find is that 6 out of 7 people detained and arrested by this effort have no criminal record. 6 out of 7, including many who have been American citizens swept up in this paramilitary operation. Here's the reality. The administration has not backed down from Stephen Miller's arbitrary quota of 3,000 arrests a day. A number like that cannot be met if you focus on stopping the worst of the worst from living in the United States. To meet that number, ICE is casting a wider net, sweeping up American citizens, people with legal status, dreamers, DACA, and people with no criminal record, people who built their lives and raised their children here, becoming valued members of our communities. The administration says it's going after the gangsters. They're going after the gardeners. Let's call this for what it is: political theater and deliberate cruelty intended to terrorize our communities. My home state of Illinois saw it play out in the streets with dangerous consequences. Last month I met Marimar Martinez, a U.S. citizen and a teacher in a Montessori school in Chicago. On a Saturday morning in October, she was taking a load of clothes to her local church to share with people who needed them. She was stopped on Kedzie Avenue. During the Capitol Hill Spotlight hearing, she told us the story of what happened next. She didn't do anything provocative, and the ICE agents turned their weapons on her and shot her 5 times. 5 times. Miraculously, she survived. But the agent involved in shooting her bragged about shooting her and covering up the evidence in his post to his friends. The administration brought trumped-up charges against her, and what happened several weeks later? They dropped all the charges. After shooting this innocent woman 5 times in the streets of Chicago, saying that she was a domestic terrorist, they dropped every charge against her in the weeks that followed. Judges by both political parties have ruled against the government in thousands of cases, challenging detention of immigrants after these aggressive, many times unnecessary enforcement options. But the administration continues to violate hundreds of court orders. The American people are sick and tired of seeing this campaign of terror and lawlessness unfold before our very eyes. That's why Senate Democrats have drawn a hard line in DHS funding negotiations, demanding common sense basic police reforms to rein in ICE's lawlessness. These reforms include removing the mask, displaying identification, stopping roving patrols, obtaining judicial warrants to enter private homes, and following the same use of force standards that law enforcement agencies across America already follow. Tomorrow, Secretary Noem will finally come before the Senate Judiciary Committee and answer for what happened on her watch. Believe me, she has a lot to answer for. Under her leadership, DHS has become President Trump's de facto paramilitary force, an agency determined to violate court orders, lie to the American people, disregard our amendments and Bill of Rights, and racially profile immigrants and U.S. citizens alike with the Kavanaugh stops. The American people are demanding answers. It's the duty of the Senate Judiciary Committee to ask these important questions. My Democratic colleagues and I intend to do just that. Madam President, I yield the floor.